dia, Portugal!
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, you gumpers.
Hey, you gumpers! Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show live stream and the podcast. How are you this morning? I hope you're ready to sing. Filomena will be with us.
Filomena Friday.
It's Filomena Friday, and we'll hear the whole jingle at around 9 o'clock when she joins us. The new jingle from Owen and T-Duck. T-Duck in this morning. At least two of the wise men of the Gumpocalypse were here. Oh, and our singer, Owen, let's go straight in with a, is this a FB, fairly bad dad joke? No, food-based. It's a VB, DJ, very bad dad joke. What do you call strawberries playing the guitar? A jam session. Thank you, Owen. Good morning to you. Bon fin de semana, everybody. Hey, if you joined us last night on the Expats Portugal webinar, very good to be talking to Wiley again. Remember when Wiley used to be on the breakfast show? Always great fun talking to Wiley. You're good fun to talk to, and a great professional who works in the Cascais, Montestril and Estoril area of Portugal, just outside the capital, of course, and giving us a few tips as prices continue to escalate in that part of the country. A few other tips moving further out of town and finding some nice, I don't know if they're bargains exactly, but some better value in the up-and-coming areas around Cascais. So have a look at that webinar when it's produced, when it's released on Sunday at 6 o'clock. That will be up on the Expats Portugal channel. And thereafter, cracking Dream Team session from 9. That was great fun. A lot of Dream Team panelists on. Good to see you, Sarah Davey. Nuno was there, Daniel Reis and Pelicano talking about the new changes to the, not the residency, the citizenship application process, which should start getting a little, not easier necessarily, but be a bit faster. Some people wait a lot longer than the 5 years it's meant to take to become a citizen of Portugal. We might have a look at that at GMP VIP because Antonio Barbosa has been talking about that. Diana, Mariana, Carolina from EI and Casa Portuguesa, respectively, as well on the 9 o'clock session last night. Shari from Greenback, if you're an American in, well, anywhere in the world, actually, you need to file your tax return back to the United States. Greenback can help you do that, and Shari was there from Greenback last night. So great panel. And my final question to them, I like to ask them a cultural question because it's so important, isn't it, to learn about the culture and the language, which is what we're doing this morning, of course, with Filomena. And we're going to be singing this morning, everybody. So get your voice in shape. La 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 la. The question I asked them last night, every panelist pretty much, all the ones who live in Portugal and are Portuguese anyway. Oh, Duarte was there from Conceito as well, the man, the expert on the NHR. And I said to them, so Carnival's coming up. No sooner have we recovered from Christmas, that in about a month's time, everything's going to be gearing up for Carnival here in Portugal. What's your favorite carnival? Daniel, I don't really like carnival. Nuno, don't really like carnival. Duarte, don't really like carnival. I'll go anyway, but I don't really like it. All of them are like, not that bothered. And came up with a really nice phrase. They're all getting into the part of their life by the sound of it when they are, it's a sopa e descanso, soup and tiredness, comfort. Get curling up on the sofa. Chuck Netflix in there for the modern version of that phrase, which I'm sure will turn up over at GMP VIP with, well, we'll go in just a minute, actually, after we've said a few hellos, where we're talking about, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, where the Portuguese sayings of the day are. I will add that to it. I've never heard that before. Soup and tiredness. That's when you want some of grandma's soup, isn't it? When you're feeling a little bit tired. So none of them actually that bothered about Carnival. Are you? Is there one you're going to this year? No, Torres Vedras put in a pretty good show. We've talked to Filomena before about that. And I see I've got a bit of publicity for Santarém Carnaval. As histórias da nossa vida, the stories of our lives then. Is that the theme possibly there of the Carnival in Santarém? And that's between the 9th and the 13th of February. However, it's not February yet, it's January, and we'll be learning how to sing January in. I think the important thing is to learn how to sing pam, papariri, pam, papariri, pam, 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 which are part of the lyrics that we'll be needing a little bit later on when Filomena joins us and has us singing in January. Should we go and find out about more about that over at GMP VIP? We will after we've said hello to Antonio F. Bom dia todos, Bairandi. Taking young Paul out to the market for lunch. I read that as Paul Young. By the look in your eye. So yes, do give my best to Paul, the artist, of course, who's very interesting, fascinating pictures were on our screens a couple of months ago. Last year we met Paul. He needs to come back on, doesn't he, at some point? If you want to issue an invitation to him by Randy, please do so. And some up and comings for the weekend from Bairandi. Oh, and we've had a shout out from Michael in Miranda de Corvo. Oh, good morning to you, Michael. Good to see you. You know, you can comment on the screen as well. Your comments are more likely to be seen on the screen if you put them up on YouTube there. Managed to see you here on WhatsApp, 913-590-303. I think we'll have a little walk with Bairandi in a minute as well. And he sent us a lovely brace of events that are going to be happening this coming weekend. So thank you very much for that. And yeah, are you doing anything nice this weekend? Please let us know, and we can put the details up of where you're going this weekend. How do you plan to enjoy your Bon Fin Semana this weekend? So let me know, and we will share Andy's selections from the Bairrada, which you can find on the Gumper map. And we'll share yours as well if you care to share them with us this morning. 913-590-303, or just pop them straight into the chat. Tor, great to see you on Wednesday. It was a shame I didn't get a chance to speak more to your guests who you brought with you, Luis and Pedro, if I remember correctly. They seem like a fine couple of gentlemen. Bon dia from you in Almada this morning, under the shadow of the Cristo Rey in Almada this morning. So I hope you're well. What's Norwegian for good morning, Tor? Maybe we could learn a little bit of Norwegian as well as Portuguese this morning. So we've got Antonio, Tor, Banana Slug, James, Bairandi, Owen, and a God Squad tip of the day, of course, as well. However, it was James who was in first with a Bon dia Gumpers. Feliz sexta todos, tudo bem. James, I'm going to make sure we're going to get our pictures signed off. Make sure that elefant na sala is the correct way of saying the elephant in the room, and we'll see if we're on the right tracks with Filomena. I did send them to her, and she just sent me back a laughing emoji. Not entirely sure what to make of that. I was taking it as a good thing, but we'll run these past her this morning and see what she has to say about those. Oh, and it was a lovely sunny day. There were people getting their jugs out on the beach. It weren't me, actually, with a couple of, look at the lovely pair of jugs that are there. Gumper merchandise. Gumper jugs. They're not mugs, they're Gumper jugs. Look at them, the Love Portugal and the Who Doesn't Like First Thing in the Morning mug outside the Storytellers Hotel. Look at the beautiful sunshine we had yesterday in the bay. A lovely little moment yesterday. What were they called? Glimmers, aren't they, that we were talking about last year? I went into the newsagent and bought a copy of the Portugal Resident so I could have a look at my column. And one of my favourite combos, a chicken pie and a coffee in the San Martino Bistro. And I was looking at an article that I've just written, part 2 of San Martino de Porto syndrome. I was reading that whilst looking at the very bay I was speaking about. It was a magical moment. It was lovely. And also had a few other errands to run in the town, including sending mugs to people. I'm not going to excite people and tell them their mug is on its way because it might not get there. But I did put some jugs, some Gumper jugs in the post yesterday, so hopefully those of you who are waiting will get them. But that's a lovely pair of jugs there, isn't it, on the sea wall in San Martino de Porto yesterday. What else has James got for us this morning then, as well as his Bon Dia Gumpers? Feliz sexta todos, putting the sex in sexta-feira. Tudo bem, muito bem, obrigado. And a mindful moment then from James. A joyful heart is the inevitable result of a heart burning with love. Mother Teresa. And a mindful, I like this one. mindful. You have to think about this one, which is not something, I don't recommend thinking. But anyway, master, how do I give up all desires? I suppose the thing about jokes is it makes you think, and then you stop thinking when you've got it, and your body hopefully is overtaken by serotonin and laughter hormones. For a moment, you're free of thinking as you get the joke. It's like, and you're in a moment of ecstatic release of humor. That's the beauty of humor, isn't it? For a moment, you are unburdened. You're laughing, which I think is very good for the body. Hey, maybe we can have laughter yoga as part of the Growing Old Disgracefully. Do you remember? We used to have a laughter yoga lady, didn't we, on the show? Master, how do I give up all desires? In the temple. You must really want to. That's very good. Excellent stuff. And we move on now then. Thank you, James, for those. Oh, and actually, before I forget, Waldo actually found himself. Plot twist there. Whilst everyone's looking for him, he actually found himself. Now, maybe, just maybe. Oh, morning, Pam. Bon dia to you. Maybe he tuned in to Bran. Not Bran. That's what he got called by the Shire of the Squires yesterday. Bryn Tomes was with us. Somewhat a controversial debut. I see Pete isn't yet, but Pete might have gone off to find himself after hearing Bryn's messages yesterday as well. But plot twist here, you can stop looking for Waldo or Wally, as I think he's referred to in the United Kingdom. He's found himself. The search is off. Cheers, Carl, says by Randy. I'll ask him. He has started an online jigsaw art project. Oh, that sounds good. And God Morgen is Norwegian for good morning. Look at that. God, good. There's not a lot in between them, is there? Hopefully you've got whatever God is to you. I hope you've got a lot of it in your God Morgen this morning. Excellent. And you sing it from the rooftops. We will be a little bit later on. The lyrics you need to know, let me just prime you now, are Pam, it's all about you this morning. Pam, pa, bra, riri, pam, pa, bra, riri, pam, pam, pam. It all makes sense. Filomena joins us a little bit later on.
Filomena Friday.
Oh, yes, Filomena Friday. I think someone else just joined us. Oh, Pam's chatting with us. Bom dia, and ontem foi dia de obrigado. It was a day yesterday, então quero dizer obrigado ao Carl por este canal. Oh, are you thanking me for this channel? So, yes, I would like to thank Carl for this channel. It was a day of thanks. Oh, so yesterday was a day of gratitude, was it? And you want to thank me for this? Well, I will take it, and thank you, igualmente, right back at you there, Pam, for tuning in and being part of this. Do appreciate you being here this morning. Okay, I think we have a God Squad tip of the day as well. We were squatting. We've been squatting all week, haven't we? The sumo squat. Did anyone try that? Nutrition and squats. That's almost consecutive. It sounds like they go together, doesn't it? Where's it gone? Oh, here it is. Bon dia, Gumpers. Let's celebrate reaching the end of another week. We should, and we've been blessed with another day, folks. Isn't it lovely? Aren't we lucky to have woken up in our warm beds this morning? I'm assuming you have woken up in a warm bed somewhere or other. Probably your own, but who knows? You may have got lucky last night. You may have ended up in someone else's. Anyway, that's none of my business. Hope you have some fun stuff arranged for the weekend. God Squad tip of the day. Nutrition and squats have been on the menu this week, and in that order. It's almost as if they were linked, yes. So last of the week is a single leg squat. Oh, it's like standing on your own shadow, isn't it? You can start by lifting one foot off the floor and then the other one, and then you'll look like you are Harry Potter. No, only kidding. So start by lifting 1 foot off the floor, then drop your hips by 6 inches or so, then slowly back up. Oh, it's a Russian dance almost. If you want to raise the difficulty, who doesn't like to raise the difficulty first thing in the morning? Stand in front of a bench or chair and the rest of your toes of your free foot on it, then squat down. Oh, I say, it's going to take a lot of people back to their breakdancing days as well. I hope not, in many ways. But that's awesome. I want to see photos of anyone doing this. It's like a bird, a flamingo or a crane, isn't it? This is like a little bit of Tai Chi here. As you become stronger, you can drop further towards the floor or even hold weights for added resistance. As usual, all the caveats apply. Start gently, and if it hurts, stop. And if you're feeling very adventurous and a little bit spiritual, put your hands, clasp your hands together and give it a Bryn Namaste while you're doing it. Tai Chi, yoga, and God Squad tip of the day. The single leg squat all rolled into one there. Isn't that fun? Fantastic. Sounds like it is. You're having a riri rather than a wee wee, I think, in that song, Pam, but we'll find out more a little bit later on. Or maybe you'll laugh so much you do wee. I don't wish that upon anyone, but it's actually quite nice, isn't it? If you make someone laugh so much they have a little bit of a wee. What's wrong with that? Let's have a look at. Let's go for a little walk now, as I compose myself. Oh, and we've got Pam, and we've got Viv, who is from Florida. You say it. And she is talking about how good the oranges are here. Are the oranges here? I mean, we've got the fella who brings the oranges up from the Algarve at the end of the street. I must get some off him today. He was there yesterday. Lovely bloke. Crate of oranges. A very generous helping dose of oranges for €14, and they are delicious. Let's find out what Viv thinks of hers that I think Bob plucked from a tree for her in a somewhat biblical manner. Let's see what she thinks as a Floridian girl, whether she thinks or how she thinks the Portuguese oranges compare in a little while. Not until we've had a little walk with by Andy in the Bairrada, a little walk with him up there in that part of the country. Thank you for this, Andy. We always like going on a walk with you. Have a good one today, and send our love to Paul, if you will. Okay, get your hiking boots on, put a couple of layers on. It's still that time here, isn't it? It's still a little bit chilly with 9 degrees outside the studio, just over 9 degrees. Quite fresh when I was out with the dogs this morning. Let's see what it was like in the Bairrada yesterday.
Good morning. Very mild and bright morning this morning. Supposed to be a few days of clearer, brighter weather. Where are we? We're near Slovenia, I think. Yeah, a bit of a haze, but that'll clear shortly. It's already clearing in front. Oh, the old vines again. As we do, the woods again. There we are. Me again. So, yeah, we're going to walk up through here, then through these woods. Eventually come to a main road. Then we cross the main road. Then we've got some more woods out the back, and that's where it gets a little bit bushwhacking. Then we're going through stuff like this to get back round and come in a big circle back home again. There we are. Lovely. Right then, ciao ciao, bye.
I didn't want that to end. A lovely bit of peace in the countryside there. It was quite a moment though, Andy, when you said, "Where are we?" You're supposed to know that. We don't know where you are. We could never find that if we had to. In the outback of Bairrada there. So it looks like you got home safely. Excellent stuff. Thank you for that beautiful little vignette of the Bairradian countryside. So let's go from the Bairrada, centralish Portugal, well, north of centre. Let's keep going up north and talk to Viv now. This is a lovely little moment where Bob, I think, has plucked an orange citrus from the tree and given it to Viv. Well, she'll tell you all about it now.
I'm a Florida girl, so I've eaten lots of fresh oranges in my life, but we live in North Portugal now, and my husband Bob just brought home this navel orange that had just fallen off the tree, and it is quite possibly the best orange I've ever had. In fact, I know it is. Really.
I love that little wink at the end. So a bit of windfall there. Who doesn't like a bit of windfall first thing in the morning? Bob, you rascal. You brought a lovely smile and a wink to Viv's face there. That's beautiful. So it's official. The, what did she call it? Is it Jaffa? Whatever it was, that beautiful orange there, found by Bob on the ground and given immediately to Viv. Better than Floridian oranges. Superb stuff. We're going to have a look at the GMP VIP in just a moment. Michael Barton. Nice one, Michael. You've joined us on the screen over here. Fantastic. Bon dia to you. How's it looking in Miranda? Maybe you were reminded to join us because, of course, Filomena
Filomena Friday.
Filomena, of course, from Miranda de Corvo, where you find yourself and your family. Michael and Steve is here. Wow. Hola, bon dia in Portugal for a quick 1 week visit. Nice one, Steve, and great to see you here. Marvelous. Yeah, do keep in touch. Are you going to come to the meetup? Actually, there isn't. The meetup may well happen in San Martino de Porto, but actually this coming Wednesday, we're over at Flavors of India. And so maybe see you over there. Steve, keep in touch. Be in touch if you're coming through this part of the country. And Big Phil. Oh, how lovely to see you, Phil. Bon dia all. Lovely deal from Phil. I don't think I did it justice at the end of the year last year, but Phil and Kimberly's course running again, and there was a lovely discount for Gumpers there if you wanted to go into the year with a transformational attitude. Don't forget this one thing and Kuwu-Do. Phil, do us a favor and pop the link to your website and to refresh mine and everybody else's memory. If you hope you are doing well, Boyan, to you, and lots of love to you and Lady K. Sue's also in. Morning to you, Sue's. Lovely picture of the goats being herded through the village on your social media yesterday. And it was a navel, not a Jaffa, a navel orange. So cool because it has that little belly button in it, doesn't it? Which hopefully isn't filled with fluff. Okay, let's go over to a GMP VIP cut because I can't remember which slide I was showing this morning, but it might have been this one, but here it is now. Have a quick look at that while I get the screen share going. To look at the top 50 largest immigrant groups in Portugal. A very popular video I posted yesterday, having spoken to Paulo Fanassi of the foreigners group in Albufeira. He's got himself in a little bit of heat with Chega, who are not pleased with his plans. But he's great. He's from the Italian tradition of politics, so very, very much sleeves rolled up and getting involved with things, people power and all that sort of stuff. Very passionate was he when we spoke to him on Tuesday evening. And I popped a video up from the Portugal Club interview that we did with him, and one of his great ideas, actually, I've got to tell you, we got just a little bit of news and chat about immigration in Portugal now. One of the brilliant ideas he was talking about was well, let me preface this with why it is he's decided to go into politics. And he said, well, when you're just like one of the electorate, you have to go and kiss the hand of the mayor, who he affectionately called the major. He was referring to the mayor as the major, who is a friend of his in the town of Albufeira. Senor Rolo is the José Rolo, I think, is the mayor of Albufeira. And he said, when you want something done, you have to go and kiss the hand of the mayor. And it may or may not get done. If you run for power yourself and you get voted in and you're the mayor, these things get done a lot quicker and you can get the things done that you would like to see. And one thing that he would like to see is he was talking about that there's quite a few Pakistani, Indian, Bangladeshi fellas, young lads who are working in the area. And on this, they work really hard by the sound of it, doing horrible jobs, basically. In the south of Portugal, and they have a day off and they gather in the town and they have a few beers like men of a certain age tend to do. It's just like the British guys coming over, having a few beers, and it's a somewhat awkward atmosphere, isn't it? I mean, large groups of men of any nationality amassing in the town, drinking beer on their day off and just gathering in a public place. And to them, they're just having a good time, but to everyone else who's walking by, sometimes it can seem a bit leery or whatever. And he said what they would love there is a cricket pitch, a cricket ground. And I just thought, well, that's a fantastic situation. And I would go and play cricket with those fellas. They would probably, I don't know, they would probably kill me with fast bowling or something, or make me run around a pitch. But I would love to be a part of that because I imagine there's a similar need here on the Silver Coast from the agriculture industry. And on the days off, it sounds like those fellas would like a cricket pitch to play at, where they can gather, drink beer and play cricket instead of just hanging about in the town and getting bored, which is how he put it. And of the 30 pitches in Albufeira, not one of them is a cricket pitch. So this is why they're pushing politically to have some sort of representation on the Camera Council there in Albufeira, which has not gone down well with Chega. If you look at GMP VIP as I'm doing here on the screen, actually it's on our website. If you go to our homepage, the deputy of Chega, is not at all happy about how many foreigners there are in Albufeira. And now they're asking for things. How dare they be such a big part of the population and then ask to be represented? Anyway, and by the way, I'm very happy to. We have had somebody from Chega on the show to talk about their point of view as well. I think it's very important to have the conversations about this sort of stuff, however difficult it might be. So the invitation is open as long as people remain pleasant, respectful, and legal. You can come on the Portugal show, Good Morning Portugal show, and talk about anything. We do need to talk about the difficult things from time to time. Antonio Barbosa, busy then over at Love Portugal, the GMP VIP platform. For those of you who are members over here who haven't been here for a while, do pop over. Because there's a few, well, there's always new stuff on there. Most recently, we've had that lovely video of Crikey. I think that's disappeared way down. Oh, yeah, Tales of an American in Portugal. Jeff, who I met recently, a friend of Colin's, Rugby Collins. He's a great storyteller and talks about his life in Portugal and learning the language. That's very good. There's a bit of a real estate, a rental tip there as well. Fantastic, Antonio. And there's the interview there with Paulo. And yeah, there it is. There's where the Chega are getting upset with them. Pedro dos Santos Frazão, not happy about 40% of the population being strangers. Portugal for the Portuguese. Those people are, a lot of them are technically Portuguese now, Pedro. But again, I say, it's important to have the conversations about this. And that's where you can see the video of Paulo talking about how many foreigners there are in Albufeira and how they would like some representation there. We also have, where is it? Yes, the positive impact that immigration has in Portugal. And you saw the chart a little bit earlier on as well. Let's have a quick read through this then. Based on recent data, there has been a notable rise. Who doesn't like a notable rise first thing in the morning in the immigrant population in Portugal, showcasing both the influx of immigrant individuals and their significant contribution to Portuguese social security. This is from Antonio Barbosa, posted up there at GMP VIP yesterday. In 2023, the Observatory for Migrations reported 977,611 immigrants in Portugal who contributed 1,861 million euros to social security while receiving 257,000 euros in social support themselves, in a positive balance of over 1,600 million euros. Breaking down these figures into percentages, immigrants constitute 7.5% of the Portuguese population and contribute 13.5% to Portuguese social security. This indicates that immigration in Portugal is characterized by a working population, although with some variations. For example, immigrants from the European Union. While I was reading that, Eastern European. For example, immigrants from the European Union community mirror the older age demographic seen in the Portuguese population. Interesting. A contrast to immigrants from outside the European Union who are characterized by a younger population. Interesting. A positive trend emerges as foreigners contribute to 16.7% of all births in Portugal, countering the long-standing issue of an aging population in the country. Geographically, the Algarve region possesses the highest percentage of immigrants, with Vila do Bispo leading at 42, even more than Albufeira, 42.2% with its total population being foreigners. Lisbon hosts the majority of immigrants in Portugal, with 41% residing in the capital. I'm a bit confused by that. But anyway, you get the gist. However, political participation among the foreign population is notably low, with only 7.4% of them registered as voters. In conclusion, then, says Antonio, a thorough analysis of the data supports that immigrants play a constructive role in society. They contribute to the economic growth of the host country and want to, I think it's not always easy to do so, to get engaged with what's going on. So I think that's something that Paulo was certainly talking about. Bring about population rejuvenation and fill essential job roles that may be overlooked by natives. To harness the positive impact of this global trend in population movement, every country must establish effective policies for laws and immigration. Well said there. I'm going to give that a like. Thank you very much, Antonio Barbosa, for posting that. And the little infographic there. Where are you on here? Americans often worried about their impact here in Portugal. Mere 19 out of 50 there in terms of the rankings, with Angola, Brazil, France, Mozambique, Cabo Verde, Ukraine, Venezuela, Romania, Guinea-Bissau, and Germany making up the top 10 there. Us UK people at 12 with 24,000 in 2023. This is not people moving in. This is people already living here, as I understand it. And if you're from Kazakhstan at number 50 in total of immigrants, there's only 180 Kazakhstanis here in Portugal. It's a little community, isn't it? As there are only 500 Argentinians, 380 Croatians, 380 Egyptians, 364 Australians. If you meet an Australian, they're pretty rare. Georgians, 290. Democratic, I want to read that as Dr. Congo, but Democratic Republic of Congo, 230. And Chile, 210 Chileans here in Portugal. I think that makes for very interesting reading. Thank you so much for that, Antonio Barbosa. Excellent stuff. It's time to play that jingle, isn't it? Thank you very much. And loads of comments, so we'll come back to all of those. In fact, I think we'll have Filomena joining us and going through these greetings together. Oh, I can be an umpire, apparently, the cricket match. You don't want to be covered in sweaters, do you? Umpiring a cricket match in the Algarve. I might pass out from the heat. Although I don't suppose that many of the cricketers will be wearing big hot sweaters either. That would be what a great atmosphere there. That's a movie right there, isn't it? The immigrants playing cricket in Portugal. Let's play her jingle.
Filomena Friday. I need to learn the language to put me at ease. Filomena Friday. It's gonna take time learning Portuguese. Filomena Friday. I get confused nearly every day. Filomena Friday. How do I know which verb is okay? Filomena Friday. Practice those words so loud and clear. Filomena Friday. On a Filomena Friday, it's a day of cheer. Filomena Friday. Tripsforbrits@gmail.com.
Here we go. Let's bring her onto the screen. Hey.
Olá!
Friday. How are you?
Bom dia. Bom dia. Tudo bem, obrigada.
Well, how lovely to have you here. Look, the rapturous applause and welcome continuing from Owen, the man who sung the jingle there. And the singing will continue this morning, as I understand it, Filomena.
Yeah, well, we can give it a try.
Well, these are the important words, aren't they? Pam,
yes.
parariri, pam, parariri, pam, pam, pam. Now, Pam in Alcobaça thinks we're laughing at her with the lead.
No, nothing to do with her, no.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. Is it cold in Miranda de Corvo this morning?
It is a bit cold.
You look a
about
bit chilly
5 degrees. 5 degrees at the moment.
Wow, it's a 9 here, a massive 9.5 here on the Silver Coast. Sarah, loving the jingle as well. Thanks, Owen. Great rhyming going on there as well. So what's new then, Filomena? Have you come back from anywhere just recently, or have you been taking it a bit easier just recently?
Well, recently I've been to the Algarve, yes, since the last time we had a few celebrations, right? Since December. So, well, after last Filomena Friday, we met in Coimbra. Remember, that was the same day. We met in Coimbra. We had that lovely weekend in Coimbra.
Yes.
And then, of course, we had Christmas, New Year, etc., etc. A few birthdays as well, and things like that.
Okay. So you had a good one. You had a nice Christmas.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I have spent 4 days in the Algarve between Christmas and New Year, but then I spent New Year here.
Wonderful. Well, bueno to you. And how do the Miranda, the Corvians, are they called? How do they celebrate the New Year?
Mirandenses.
Okay. How do they celebrate New Year? Is there a big gathering in the town?
No, but lots of firework, everywhere.
Yes.
A bit of everywhere, lots of firework, and also people shouting. When I came out at midnight, when I came out to my balcony, I could hear people shouting and hitting pans, just to make noise.
Yes, and a mouthful of raisins as well, right? 12 raisins, possibly.
Yes, and some drink as well.
Really? I can't believe that. Well,
because if you just eat the raisins, they are stuck, right? They need something to go.
Of course, you've got to have some drink standing by.
It's the only reason.
Yes, because As I understand it, Filomena, it used to be whole grapes that people would eat. You'd eat 12 grapes, but that became what, safer or easier if you ate 12 raisins instead?
I guess because the grapes, I don't know, but I guess because the grapes were picked in September, and then
Not
for
too
them to last until December, it would be a bit hard. But I don't have the slightest
Maybe,
idea.
yeah, like Grandma says, well, they were grapes when I picked them.
Yes, they were.
Yes, don't forget that. If you haven't done it already, eat 12 grapes, eat 12 raisins or grapes for each
Yeah.
to celebrate each of the years that are coming up. I think that's how it works.
I have eaten my Turkish raisins. I love the Turkish raisins.
Do you? What color are they? Are they the nice golden ones?
Yes, they
Yeah.
are, and very
Yeah,
sweet,
nice.
very, very nice.
Very sweet. Oh, Turkish raisins then, especially for the occasion. Pam, wishing you a happy new year. Bon dia, buono. From Filomena. And Michael's here as well, who we met in Coimbra. Bon dia, Filomena. Now, yeah, let's cast our minds back to that. And we are going back for the Strong Beer Festival at the end of the month. So maybe we'll see you there again. But thank you so much, Filomena, for organising
this weekend. This weekend, we have another festa here, São Sebastião.
Right.
São Sebastião.
Is that him on the right there? What's he known for, San Sebastián?
São Sebastião, he was a Christian who served the emperor of Rome, the Roman emperor, and he pretended not to be a Christian, but then, of course, because he treated the prisoners in a very soft way, and then he was, the emperor considered him a traitor, and he condemned him to death, and they started to throw a few arrows, as you can see here, right?
Hold on.
Few arrows. I can.
I see. Yeah. Oh
here,
my goodness. Right.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
So,
right in the pelvis. Yellow.
Yeah. So he was thrown some. He has been thrown some arrows, but they have put him into the river, but he survived. And then he went back. He went back to the emperor. Went back to the emperor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing that should have you made a saint, basically. But the story's not over yet, by the sound of it.
Yes, but so he went back to the emperor. But then, of course, the emperor said, "Okay, if he's not dead yet, let's hit him until he is." So
what?
he was spanked to death, and that's why he was Martyr San Sebastian.
My goodness! All right, so no wonder he deserves celebrating. An undercover Christian, and then when uncovered, put to death for his trouble. But didn't stop him being a Christian man.
No. And we celebrate this weekend. We start celebrating this weekend, but then next weekend it's the main celebration.
Yes, okay. And then that's just a warm-up in many ways for Carnival, which is coming along, isn't it? Are you off to Torres Vedras in February?
No, remember, I always participate in my local activities.
I've got the photographs of when you did go, though, I think, to Torres Vedras back in the
Torres Vedras, yes. Once I went, to Torres Vedras. It's a lot of fun. But because we also have a parade here, we have a parade on Sunday and we have a parade on Tuesday. So I'm usually in the parade.
Oh, okay. Dancing and with it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Dancing and singing and shouting.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to be doing that this morning as well. Feel free to dance and shout, and mainly sing as we sing in January, because that's part of Portuguese tradition as well. Before we do that, Filomena, I do want to say thank you for your playing such a beautiful part in our Coimbrian experience of last December. The Fado evening was superb. We can recommend that to people, can't we? If you go to Coimbra and up into the I forget the name of that part of town up the hill. Then what's that called?
Arco da Almedina, the Arco da Almedina, and then you have Quebra Costas, the name of those stairs. Quebra Costas. And we are that is the area near the old cathedral, Sé Velha.
Okay, and if you turn up the road where you see the cow, alley up, you'll end up going up to Almatina there.
Yes, you turn right.
It's a good landmark, is it? You're in the Baja and you walk up.
Yeah, before the cow, you turn right.
Yes. Before you get to the cow, turn right and go up the little steps there, the Cabo Costa, and there is an experience.
Fado ao Centro.
Yeah, and it was so good. And we have performers there who not only sing and play the traditional fado instruments, but they tell you the story as well in a very nice presentation. It's not too long, is it? It's perfect. The timing was.
No, it's. I'm sorry. It's what it makes it different, because it's not just a fado house as lots of other fado houses, but in this project is different because apart from singing, they explain the history of fado, and they present, as you have seen, a few films as well, a few videos about the famous singers and composers, and a bit of the history of everything, and they also perform and speak in English. They explain. When for us it was a private show, but when it's a public show, they explain in Portuguese and they explain in English if there are foreign tourists as well.
Yeah, I remember the faces of these two gentlemen here were performing, weren't they?
Yes, João Farinha. João Farinha is the owner, and he is a singer, a very good singer, and they are fantastic, and the guitar players, they are amazing players. They are very, very good.
It was really good. So I'll put the link to that, faldoacentro.com for that. And it finishes quite rightly. You go out into the courtyard at the back and you can buy a CD and you have a little sip of port as well. So
yes, you can have a port. Yes. And it's every day at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. For us, it was different because it was, as I said, a private show. But for the public in general, they perform every day at 6 p.m.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you hang out with Filomena. She gets you very special VIP arrangements. We went off after that, I think, into the Christmas fair ambiance. It was very nice, wasn't it? How Coimbra was done up for Christmas, and we sat in the Christmas market. Now, Bobby and I popped off to get some food, and we ended up in a very strange Korean restaurant and ended up having a corn dog.
A sausage.
It was really...
But you couldn't find the sausage first.
No, it was find the sausage. We were playing find the sausage, and it was a sugary corn dog. It was a bizarre thing, but after a few glasses of real ale, which we also found, it was really nice. And then on the Sunday, he and I met in a cafe that you recommended, which has been there forever, hasn't it? That lovely bakery, Cafe Padaria, Pasteleria there. That I believe you went in when
Briosa.
Briosa. And did you frequent that when you were a student in Coimbra?
Yes, of course, because Briosa was and still is the best pastry shop.
Yeah, and they did the English cake there as well, don't they? They do a fruit cake, which alongside the bolore, there's an English fruit cake.
And all the traditional cakes from Coimbra and from the area, you can find them there. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And then we went off on the land train tour of Coimbra.
Yes, although that part, I mean, I didn't like that part, but okay. But
I did. I really liked it. I thought it was great.
I mean, the tour, the way they went was fine, okay, because that was the main streets and the main things to be seen. But the way they presented it, I mean, nah.
Okay, all right. Well, there was a little commentary, wasn't there, on the train itself?
Yeah.
And one bizarre bit was when they suddenly said, "And to your right, you can see the world famous hot dog." I can't remember the name of it, but the world.
No, I can't even remember. No.
But nice try. And I felt like I needed to eat a hot dog again for some reason after being on the train. And then After that, you organised a fantastic lunch at the it's world famous, isn't it? The Bacalhau restaurant. And I've
Solar do
never
Bacalhau. Solar
Solar
do
do
Bacalhau.
Bacalhau. And as we were walking in, there are tanks there, and I'm not sure if people got the joke. I took a photograph of a tank, and I said, "Here you can see bacalhau swimming in their natural environment." It was they soak the bacalhau there, don't they? An industrial volume. You know, it's being soaked in tanks as you come in, and that's where you taught me about the bacalhau cuts. In the same way that if you order steak or buy steak, you can buy it from various
I have
parts.
chosen a tail.
Yes, you like the tail of the bacalhau, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Just so the foreigners know, when you're in the supermarket and you're seeing the bacalhau piled up and there's a bandsaw or a guillotine, it's because people have their own favorite parts of the bacalhau fish. And of course, Filomena just said that she likes the tail, and some people will like a leg or a breast of
because
bacalhau.
When I go to a restaurant and when I try to order the tail, they are very happy because usually nobody likes the tail.
What is it you like about it then? Why do you like the tail? Is it especially
I like
flavored?
the taste because for example, in the case of meat, I like with bones because I think the taste is better. It's not just a chunk of meat or something. No, I like with bones, and I like it with the tail also is the thinnest part, right? The tail is the thinnest part near the bones. So I really think the taste is different, and I like the taste. And so because people don't usually like the tail because they like the big chunk of cod.
Yep.
And so when I ask, could I please have the tail? And they say, oh, of course.
Definitely.
Of course. We have plenty of tails.
Oh, I loved it. Oh, Bobby's here. Hi, Filomena. Thank you for a great trip to Coimbra. Now, the other thing about going into Solar de Bacalhau was when we got there, I had a train to catch to get back home. And you know, people say, don't they? Oh, you've got to leave a long time if you're eating in Portugal. No one's in a hurry in a Portuguese restaurant. However, if you make it clear that you are in a hurry, it was amazing, Filomena, because you
in a couple of minutes you had your dish in front of you.
You said to the staff, didn't you? We were greeted beautifully. It was a great team, great people working in there. And you spoke to one of them, and then another guy came over, and I think another guy, and it felt like there was a whole team working on my fast lunch. And you said, what can you do for this guy? He's got a train to catch. And they gave you a couple of suggestions, didn't they? And I said, look, I'll have whatever you can give me because I really appreciate this special.
But you ate bacalhau à Brás, which was excellent, wasn't it?
It was wonderful, and I had a glass of crisp white wine. With my bacalhau brush, it must be one of their house specialities there, and it was delicious. And it was like a wonderful send off. I walked away from the restaurant, left a few gumpers there having a lovely lunch.
Lovely lunch we had.
It was superb, wasn't it? And I just went to the train with a full belly. I was lucky I didn't fall asleep actually on the train, and then end up in Braga or somewhere like that with a nice full belly of bacalhau and a glass of white wine. It was superb.
Yeah.
So thank you very much indeed. Right,
you're welcome.
We need to get people singing this morning, don't we? Can you explain then the idea of singing in January? This will take place between Christmas and the Day of the Kings, right? This is where people.
It's the Dia dos Reis, yes, the 6th, January the 6th, Dia dos Reis, because actually in Spain, it's different in Portugal, but in Spain, the January the 6th is the day when they give the presents, Christmas presents are given on the 6th of January, because it's the day of the kings, the wise men. So it's the day when the wise men gave the presents to Jesus. So in Spain, they follow that tradition of giving the presents on the 6th of January. Not here in Portugal, but in Portugal we sing. No Dia dos Reis, so we usually sing not just on the 6th but in January to wish a happy new year. It's basically to wish people a happy new year, and so that's why we sing at the beginning of the year And usually the groups, for example, they come even for the president, for example, the president of Portugal, he usually gets a group or two that goes to the palace and sing for him. So lots of groups go to their city hall, or or they also do concerts. They also have concerts where people go and watch them singing.
Okay, all right. And José Afonso's version of this has been popularized and is known by all
Yeah.
Portuguese people, I suspect, as well.
José Afonso, we know him by Zeca Afonso, because
Yes,
José,
yeah.
José, like you say, Tony for Anthony, for example, Zé is usually the abbreviation for José, and sometimes Zeca. So for the Portuguese, he's known as Zeca Afonso. And of course, he played a huge part in our revolution, 25th of April, 1974, because one of his songs was the trigger to start the revolution. And this song, Vamos Cantar as Janeiras, is also a song from Zeca Afonso. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Now, for some reason, Bobby's just sent me a story of an Irishman, 33 years of age, a Kilkenny man, 33, has been branded moronic for downing 81 pints of Guinness in his 81 in his local pub during one weekend over Christmas. He shrugged off criticism and claims he didn't even have a hangover. I've not that many pints, but I've got the idea here that actually Portuguese singing and Guinness drinking would go very well together. So there could be a lovely collaboration there at some point, Bobby. And we've got the words, which are a bit crunched up there, but you get the idea. But the main thing is to have the
yes.
We're going to need some guidance, definitely, on this. And we do have other questions about language and culture. So keep those coming in.
Okay, so shall we start singing?
Yes, I always love singing with you. So if you like when the fireworks are on, people put their pets away so the pets don't get afraid. So I would recommend the same thing for when I start singing in a minute. So make sure your animals are
I wouldn't need a port wine now.
You gave me some honey when I saw you.
Oh yeah, well,
been very
I have a few jars here. Okay, so let's see. Oh. So the song goes like, vamos cantar as janeiras, vamos cantar as janeiras, por esses quintais adentro vamos, às raparigas solteiras, por esses quintais adentro vamos, às raparigas solteiras. Pam parariri pam parariri pam 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 pam, pam parariri pam parariri pam 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 pam. Vamos cantar orvalhadas, vamos cantar orvalhadas, por esses quintais adentro vamos, às raparigas casadas, por esses quintais adentro vamos, às raparigas casadas. Probably that's enough, because the song goes on and on.
What we need to know, I think, is how to sing that chorus, isn't it? So that people at home.
Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam.
Okay. Pam 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 pam. Okay.
Pam 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 pam.
All right, and also, can you give us a translation? Because that's what's so wonderful about learning these songs, is to get an insight into the culture. What are Portuguese people singing about when they are saying, "Let's go sing to January"? Let's go sing to January, and then could you translate the rest for us?
Por esses quintais adentro. Quintais is the plural of the word quintal. Do you know the word quintal?
No, I'm only thinking of fifths or arms.
No. Quintal, you know the word quinta?
Yes.
Quinta can be Thursday, but it can also be a farm.
Yeah, right. Yep.
But quintal is usually your backyard, your vegetable garden. Okay?
Oh, very good. Yes.
So quintal, we call it quintal if it's the backyard. So por esses quintais adentro, so in. So we go in those backyards, Vamos às raparigas solteiras. That part you understand.
No.
No?
The lads, the rapariga shelters, the naughty kids, is that?
No, solteiras, single. Single
Single.
girls.
Oh,
Let's
single
go.
girl. Oh, the
Let's
raparigas.
go to single girls. To the single girls.
Oh,
Vamos às
okay.
raparigas solteiras.
Of course. That's why these songs last, isn't it? Because they are full of desire and to give the game away about the culture. Yes. Okay. So sorry. Can you run us through that one more time? Then we're going to the back garden to chase the girl.
So let's sing again.
Okay.
Slowly.
All right.
Vamos cantar as janeiras. Vamos cantar as janeiras. Por esses quintais adentro vamos às raparigas solteiras. Por esses quintais adentro vamos às raparigas solteiras.
Very good. Okay. So we are actually going into the back garden to look for women.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is just the single women, but then the next one was for the married women. No, I sung twice.
Way.
I sung twice. So the next one is Vamos cantar orvalhadas. Vamos cantar orvalhadas. Orvalhadas because orvalho is the dew. You know, because if you go like today, 5 degrees, so some dew. So
there's going to be dew on the ground.
Vamos cantar orvalhadas. Vamos cantar orvalhadas. Por esses quintais adentro vamos às raparigas casadas. Por esses quintais adentro vamos às raparigas casadas. So to rhyme with orvalhadas rhymes with casadas, right?
Okay. Well, I can't recommend this. I can't condone this sort of behaviour that people go into the back garden looking for married women. But can we do the?
You can dance with them, right? You can sing and dance with married women, isn't it?
I don't know. That's still a little bit of a grey area. Okay. But would you mind singing that one again and we'll join in with the chorus again?
This one? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Vamos cantar orvalhadas. Vamos cantar orvalhadas. Por esses quintais adentro vamos às raparigas casadas. Por esses quintais adentro vamos às raparigas casadas.
I feel so uncomfortable. I love it. Okay, and I think are we going to go? Who are we looking for now? We're going to be looking. We've done single women, we've done married women, and now everybody. Let me just get this onto the screen now. So we're learning so much this morning. If not just the language, then the Portuguese psyche.
Okay, the next one. Okay.
Yeah.
Vira o vento e muda a sorte. Vira o vento e muda a sorte. Por esses olivais perdidos foi-se embora o vento norte. Por esses olivais perdidos foi-se embora o vento norte. So, vira o vento. Vira o vento. This is good for your V's, right? Vira o vento.
Yeah.
So the vira turns. O vento, the wind turns.
Yeah.
E muda a sorte, and your luck changes. Your destiny changes.
And your luck changes.
Yeah, a sword can be the luck, but it can also be your fate, your destiny.
Yeah.
So vira o vento e muda a sorte. Vira o vento e muda a sorte por aqueles olivais perdidos. Yes. So now it's not the backyard, but olivais, olive trees. In the olive trees, a set of olive trees.
Why perdidos? Are we going to go and get lost in the tree?
Lost por esses olivais perdidos. So in the middle of nowhere. Por esses olivais perdidos. Por esses olivais perdidos. Yeah. Foi-se embora o vento norte. The northern wind has gone. Foi-se embora o vento norte.
Great.
The northern wind has gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So the northern wind has gone through the olive trees. So it changed the wind. It changed.
Right.
Okay.
Is it true then that Destiny's Child were influenced by this and came up with the song "All the Single Ladies" as a result? Possible, isn't it? Beyonce was touring in Portugal, heard this on a street corner, and then wrote "All the Single Ladies." Should have put a ring on it.
No, this is not a children's song, right? It's it's not a children's song.
Clearly. Clearly. It's not Maestro André, is it?
No, not like Mestre André. Mestre André, yes, Mestre André is a children's song.
We're not drowning cats today. All right, so can we sing that and then come back on the
that one, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Vira o vento e muda a sorte, vira o vento e muda a sorte, por aqueles olivais perdidos foi-se embora o vento norte, por aqueles olivais perdidos foi-se embora o vento norte, paraririri, paraririri, pam, 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 paraririri, paraririri, pam, 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 pam.
I was a bit slow on that time, but I hope you're getting the message at home. So we're going to go into more.
Muita neve cai na serra.
Okay, so we're
Muita neve cai na serra.
Very seasonal now. We've had the good luck charm of the north wind, and now we're looking at snow on the ridge. Are we not here now? Okay.
Muita neve cai na serra.
We are getting some applause here. I'm going to take it as applause. What a lovely concern! What a lovely song!
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about the way I sing, but
Mr. O'Reilly, please. All right. Married women in the back garden.
Okay, so let's go with the snow now.
Yes, go with the snow. Let's talk. Yeah, change the subject.
Muita neve cai na serra, muita neve cai na serra. Só se lembra dos caminhos velhos quem tem saudades da terra. Só se lembra dos caminhos velhos quem tem saudades da terra.
Oh, bit of saudade in here. Lovely.
Let's break it down. Muita neve.
Lots of snow.
A lot of snow.
Oh, yes.
A lot of snow. Cai na serra. Falls in the mountain.
Da
Muita
serra.
neve cai na serra.
Yeah.
Só se lembra dos caminhos velhos. Caminhos velhos are old paths, old ways.
We're going to remember them, are we? We're remembering the old ways.
Yes, just, and then you have to go on to translate. Quem tem saudades da terra? So, who is missing home? Quem tem saudades da terra? Who is missing home? Is the one who still remembers the old path.
Beautiful.
So, só se lembra dos caminhos velhos, only remembers the old path. Quem tem saudades da terra? Who is missing home? A terra is your hometown.
I want a wine called that. Saudades da terra. What a lovely little phrase that is. The memories of the earth, of home. Yeah.
So ready to go?
Of course I am. Always ready, and I've got the chorus ready. So you lot at home, please sing along now. Dance like no one's watching, sing like no one's listening, live streaming like no one's watching. Whatever your choice of phrase, please just throw off the shackles of inhibition and sing along with the chorus now. So let's go.
Yeah. Muita neve cai na serra, muita neve cai na serra. Só se lembra dos caminhos velhos quem tem saudades da terra. Só se lembra dos caminhos velhos quem tem saudades da terra.
Here we go.
Pam paririri pam 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 pam. Pam paririri pam paririri pam 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 pam.
Very good. Well done at home for those of you. And it is making Pam laugh. I can confirm. He's rereading.
Okay, good.
They certainly cram the words into some of those. It's great value.
Oh yes. You have to be fast.
All right. So we've got snow on the ridge, haven't we?
And then it's the candle. Now, quem tem a candeia acesa? Quem tem a candeia acesa?
Yeah, because I think we've got some repeating of verses and choruses, haven't we, when you're singing it in real life. Here's the candles.
Quem tem a candeia is the candle, the light. A candeia could be a candle or the petrol lamp, you know.
Yes, a tilly lamp or something like that. Okay.
So
maybe Elton John was in Portugal as well. We've gone from Beyonce now to a candle in the wind. Portugal.
Maybe. So, quem tem a candeia acesa, quem tem a candeia acesa, rabanadas, pão e vinho novo, matava. Oh God. This is not easy. Matava a fome à pobreza.
Yes.
Rabanadas, pão e vinho novo. Matava a fome à pobreza. Pam paririri, pam paririri, pam 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 pam. Pam paririri, pam paririri, pam 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 pam.
We'll never forget this. When they hear it on a street
Yes,
one day.
you have to go on with pam paririri, pam.
What Filomena and Carl were singing that time. Now, we need some help here because we've got candles, we've got rabanadas, we've got the new wine. This is a lovely insight.
Pão, yeah. So, quem tem a candeia acesa, the ones who have the candle lit, okay? Quem tem a candeia acesa, the ones who have the light on, the candeia acesa.
Is that a bit like when someone says the light's on but no one's home? Is this referring to the intelligent people whose candles are actually lit?
Quem tem a candeia acesa is the ones who have candeia, as I said, of course, before electricity it would be a candle or a lamp with petroleum. I don't know.
Okay, so those, a tilly lamp,
right?
a lamp.
Okay, so that who has
a lit candle?
The lit light, right? The light lit. Rabanadas. Do you remember? Once we have spoken about rabanadas a long time ago, because it's a Christmas.
Confection.
Sweet, let's say, because it's the bread. Rabanadas is the bread that is fried and then soaked in sugar and cinnamon.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Rabanadas. Pão, of course, bread. And new wine, vinho novo. And vinho novo. Matava a fome, a pobreza. So, pobreza is poverty. Matar is to kill. From hunger, so it would kill hunger to the poor. So it would give food to the poor, right? So which means if you have your light on, you are home. So if you are home, you can give to the poor a few rabanadas and pão and vinho novo.
Fantastic. So should we sing it again and join in, everybody, if you will, please, on the candle first.
So now slower, it's hard. So, quem tem a candeia acesa, quem tem a candeia acesa, rabanadas, pão e vinho novo, matava a fome à pobreza. Rabanadas, pão e vinho novo, matava a fome à pobreza.
Here we go.
Pam parariri, pam parariri, pam 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 pam. Pam parariri, pam parariri, pam 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 pam.
I don't know about you, Filomena, but some people are not singing. I know they're not singing, and this is wrong.
Because they are laughing.
Okay, that's fine then. Okay, what's especially funny is that I have to go away for a minute, so I'm catching up. 1.5 times speed. You enjoy, Pam. We can recommend that to others as well. Okay, so we've got candles. We've got a last verse now, and then we'll do 2 lots of the chorus because I think everyone's got the hang of it now. And we want to hear you singing from where we are. Okay, we want to hear you in Miranda de Cordoba. We want to hear you on the Silver Coast. Well done, Michael. He is singing. Good lad.
Okay, good.
All right. Okay, all right. And look,
so
it's like Homer Simpson.
Rabanadas, rabanadas, very good. So this is the last stanza here.
Yep.
Já nos cansa esta longura. So, já nos cansa esta longura. Já nos cansa esta longura. Só se lembra dos caminhos velhos quem anda à noite à aventura. Só se lembra dos caminhos velhos quem anda à noite à aventura. Pam
Okay.
pararariri, pam pararariri, pam 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 pam.
Let's get up.
Pam pararariri, pam pararariri, pam 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 pam.
Okay, and we're going to do this one more time after we've had it translated, with maybe with 2 choruses. And please give it your all, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. These sort of things don't happen every day, do they? So why
No.
be the person who didn't sing when you had the chance to on this very special day, the 12th of January?
And it's a very rare occasion that you can see Filomena singing this song. So it's
Exactly. Make the most of it, folks. I urge you to make the most of it. Okay.
So, já nos cansa esta longura. Longura, you maybe you know the word longe, far away, right?
Oh, I
So,
thought it was longe.
já-
Okay, longe.
yeah, longura, esta longura, so this, you know, far away, já nos cansa. We are already tired. So this far away, going so far away is tiring us, right? Já nos cansa.
Yeah. Okay.
Só se lembra dos caminhos velhos. So again, just remembers, the ones who remember the old past
Yeah.
are the ones who are going at night, who are having adventures at night.
Yeah.
Quem anda à noite à aventura. So
I think there might be
who's
a
out
bit-
at night.
A bit
The
of
ones who-
innuendo and poetry. Those who remember the old ways will have a good time at night.
Yes, the ones who have a good time at night are the ones who remember the old paths where they would go at night. The
Yes,
old
one of the benefits of aging. You could say.
Yes. Okay, so this is the last stanza. So we
How
have done it
lovely.
all.
Okay, so Anna always sings, and as
Uh-huh.
Pam is reminding everyone, this is it's a January opportunity. Don't miss it, folks. Okay,
Yeah.
so gay abandon, please. Throw caution to the wind and join us in 2 rousing renditions of the chorus after I've struggled through this and made Philomena's life quite difficult with this last stanza. Right, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm trying.
All right.
I'm just going through little.
Paramedic. Okay. Right,
Okay.
Okay.
So do you want to sing
Yes, do the verse. Definitely.
this
Yeah,
one?
'cause I
This
love
one.
it.
Okay. Já nos cansa esta longura, já nos cansa esta longura. Só se lembra dos caminhos velhos quem anda à noite à aventura. Só se lembra dos caminhos velhos quem anda à noite à aventura.
Here we go!
Pam pararariri, pam pararariri, pam 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 pam. Pam pararariri, pam pararariri, pam 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 pam.
And one more time. Pam,
Pam pararariri, pam pararariri, pam 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 pam. Pam pararariri, pam pararariri, pam 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 pam.
No, that wasn't meant to happen. That was meant to happen. Oh, superb! I love it. I love it when they sing these songs. There's so much value in here of the culture as well. The old wine, the bread, the rabanadas, married women, single women. It's all in there. So
Yeah.
all of life is there.
Olive trees. Yeah.
The old olive trees. It's absolutely beautiful. And we urge people to go find Zeca, Joseph Fonseca's version
José Afonso. Zeca Afonso.
For Zeca Afonso, I beg your pardon. And
unfortunately, he died very young. He died when he was 57. Unfortunately, he was a very, very good singer.
Yeah, and absolute. I mean, he will be so well remembered this year, of course, because as you said, it was his song that signaled the start of the Carnation Revolution. So we're going to be hearing that song a lot this year, aren't we? And
yes, for sure.
Now, On that note, and thank you, Filomena. I loved that. Really enjoyed it. I hope everybody at home did as well. Let us know how you got on. Let us know if your pets are okay. I haven't seen anything gearing up yet for the Carnation Revolution because, of course, it's a very important year.
Yeah, 50th anniversary.
What do you think is going to be happening? When are we going to be reminded? What's it going to look like on the streets of Portugal, do you think?
As everything else in Portugal, maybe 1 or 2 days before.
Quick, get some red carnations. Now, the wise merchants will be red
Now
carnations.
you know how it is in Portugal. Advertisement is not a good.
Very
No.
true.
So I guess we will know something maybe at the beginning of April, or I don't know. But
Yes. Okay, fair enough. We got some flowers. Look, Stella performs.
thank you.
Thank you very much. indeed.
Obrigada, muito obrigada.
Now, if that wasn't enough value for you, we did have a question a little bit earlier on, and it was from Mike.
Good. I love questions.
We do, don't we? Oh, apparently in Alcobaça, the Olympic theme is what's been chosen for this year's Carnaval. And Bom dia todos from Villarreal de Santo Antonio from the Whitbys. A quandary. If I ever know that no Portuguese can explain to me, why are there so many words that don't appear to have any related context? I think we might have dealt with this last month. You might have missed it, but we can say a little bit more about it, I think, or I can't. Imagem, passagens, mensagem, baragem, pagargem,
No, it must be paragem. It's misspelled. Paragem.
There are many more. At first, I thought it was like ing. which in English describes the Jane suffix very often in the same as the age suffix in English.
Yes.
Massage, garage, etc. Action, but gem is the same. Where does it come from? Sorry for the.
It is.
Yes.
It is the same. It is the same. We have already spoken about it. This suffix "jane", it is also to do with action because, for example, paragem, it's the action of stopping, right? So it is to do with action. It is
verbs and action words. So there you go. I don't. Yeah, I think it's a bit caught up on it. I hope that helps, Michael. And do let us know if that is still.
But I think we have spoken about it either last month or 2 months ago. I think not long ago. We have spoken about it, and yes, I have explained a few words as also the action of you do something, and that's why paragem, the action of stopping. It's the place where a bus, for example, uma paragem de autocarro is the place where the bus stops.
Useful vocabulary. Paragem is very useful vocabulary. So there you go. Antonio F has been helping out. So cheers on that, Antonio. T-Duck
yes, also a group. Yes. I have explained exactly that. For example, ramagem. I have said that ramagem is the group of branches, a group of branches from the tree. Ramo is a branch, and ramagem is the whole set of the branches. Yes,
there you have it, Antonio, and for you, Michael. Okay, Thunder Ducks in. Bom dia, Gumpers are still recovering, I think, from a little bit of traveling. And Matty was in as well. I have to go. Bom fim de semana todos. Até próxima. Thank you. And it looks like things are shaping up. Matty's videos are coming together nicely. He's got internet at the Quinta Andragos there. I'm late today, says T-Duck. Things in my world are going to be very busy for the next month or so. I'll be here when I can. So it sounds like there's a dad joke vacuum from time to time. I get those dad jokes ready to help out with T-Duck's occasional absences there. Well done, Filomena. That was with the singing, I think, a little bit earlier on. And yes, all the single ladies and the married ladies and the
also the
married ladies.
Everyone.
Absolutely love that. I'll never forget that. It is the national swinging song of Portugal, possibly as well.
No,
come on.
No.
They certainly cram a lot of words in. When you know how, it gets a bit easy, doesn't it? But just if you're struggling to put all the words in, just put a bit of olive oil in, and it will just lubricate the word into place.
Or some port wine. I prefer to put some
Port
port
wine. Yeah, actually, now you mention it, yes. Port wine definitely helps the words flow. And Anna, she could understand what you were
Yes,
saying.
of course. Lots of people, when they are learning Portuguese, and then they think, "Oh, I'm not learning anything," but they are. And
Yes,
then when you see something in Portuguese and you realize that, well, you couldn't understand that a few months before, but now you can. So it's of course you are learning. Yeah.
Pum-pa-ba-da-dee, pum-pa-da-dee, pum-pa-pum-pum. Does that mean anything? Does that mean anything, or is it just sort of?
No, it's just a.
Michael thought it was a bit like the Portuguese version on Il Climor Bartat. Yeah, with its repeating a chorus there. Yeah, I can see that. And he was singing along. So good lad. Thank you for that. And we can recommend, I think, if with the state that Pam's in now, playing it at a faster speed is even more hilarious than
Well, of course, we had to sing slowly, right?
Okay. Yes, that's right. And when we have got the port and olive oil in place, you will not believe how fast we can sing now. Great. Well, thank you, Michael, for that. And sorry, I must have missed that day. Now it makes sense. Muito obrigado. But barragem and coragem don't fit into that action category. They make
barragem. Yes, barragem. It stops also. Barragem is something to block the water, right?
Yeah,
so
Michael.
It's the action. Oh, yes, it's the action of blocking the water. And coragem. Well, coragem. You also have courage to act, isn't it?
There you go. Yes, it's all about the doing again there, Michael. I hope that helps. I hope that's eased his concerns about that particular part of the grammar. Good morning, everyone from Gemini. Hello to you, Gemini, as well. Okay, we got a few. I love your insight on these events that are coming up in the Bairrada district this weekend, and some other events as well. Would you believe it? We're into the last few minutes of the show now. Was there anything you wanted to squeeze in as well, Filomena, that we haven't yet?
No, I think the accents on words. I'm not sure if we have already, because I remember that it was Andy that once asked about the different accents on the words. And I'm not sure if we had time to speak about that, or I'm not sure. But we can go through in 8 minutes. We can go through that if you want.
Sure. Yeah, accent's always good. I got Pam to send me her keyboard picture the other day, because she's changed her keyboard so she can actually print out the accents as well. I want to ask you something about that, because when I send a message to a Portuguese person, I really like to make sure the accents are on there. How harshly might they be judging me if I don't put the accents on the words that I'm sending in a text?
Sometimes if you don't put an accent, it is a different word. It becomes another word.
Well, that could be difficult.
For example, just a very, very, very simple example. These two words.
Okay, let's get those onto the screen. Give me a moment, and I will. So, esta and esta. Okay.
Esta versus está.
Yep.
Okay. Esta versus está.
Okay.
So without or with the accent, it makes a difference, right?
Yeah.
Because esta without the accent is this in the feminine way, okay? And está is the verb to be, is, or it can be also you are if it's formal. So you could say, esta canção é muito bonita. This song is very, very beautiful. Or a canção está muito mal cantada. The song is very badly sung. So you have esta and está, and it's completely different with or without the accent, right? Esta is this and está is.
Okay, and I think it's good form, though, isn't it, to try and get the accents on? I mean, I sent you a message last night, didn't I? And I was careful to, obviously, with my hola, bon Bonoit, and then ate amanhã, and I forgot the squiggle on the amanhã. I got all the rest of it right, and
Yes.
I felt obliged to
Yes.
come back with you and do it correctly. Okay.
Yes, and then you have sent another one with.
Yes, I did. I don't like Portuguese people to think I don't care about this.
Well,
Spam, by the way.
also, you manhã and manhã is also something else, but
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, there you go.
but
Underlining the need for.
I'm going to see what. Yeah, you just yes. You
James, a big
just,
fan of the accented vowels,
that
and
the rest
they
was
tell us
fine.
how to
Até, you have put the accent on até.
Yes, good. They tell us how to
Yes,
pronounce the vowel
yes,
and which
yes.
syllable on which
Yes.
place emphasis. They're very helpful. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's right.
Anything else you want to
So,
say on vowel on accents? I think we've got a bit of a lag, haven't
no,
we?
I
Seb?
mean the accents. Of course, you can have the usual acento agudo, which is the accent to your right, like está, the one on está.
Not easy to do.
So-
Here. Okay. Yes.
So the accent to your right is the acento agudo, and that is it makes the vowel an open vowel, like está. You
Yeah.
see, you have to. The other one without the accent, it's esta. The vowel is the a. Esta. But when you have the accent, you have to pronounce está. Está. So not
Okay.
so it opens the vowel. The accent opens the vowel. You have, for example, café. You have to open the e, right? But for example, if you want to say a coffee shop, or it's cafeteria, cafeteria. So the cafe, you say fu, but then if you have cafe with an accent on the e, it must be the open e, cafe.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So then the accent also tells you where the stress syllable is all the time. So for example, you know that the general rule is you stress the syllable that is before the last, general rule, but there are some exceptions as always.
Always.
So, but if you have an accent like in máquina, you say machine, máquina. You don't say máquina, right? It shouldn't be máquina. You have the accent on the a, so it máquina. So you stress that part. Then, sorry. Then the other accent to the left, which is called acento grave, that is also, of course, the stress, but it's always to do with a contraction of two words, a preposition and a pronoun or a determiner. So the a, for example, the a with an accent to the left. I can put it here. Okay, so
I'll pop that across in just a moment. Yep.
okay, if we have time, let's see. Okay.
Okay.
So the a with an accent to the left, it's actually two a's together. The a plus a. So, for example, when you say eu vou à farmácia, I'm going to the pharmacy. So the first a is to, and then the second a is the. And if you want to say I'm going to the pharmacy, you have to join both a's and you put an a with the accent to the left. That is
Okay.
a contraction of the preposition to with the article the, right? So to the. So that
It sounds like you need to go to the pharmacy if you've contracted your preposition. Ouch!
yeah. And then you have the hat on some words. You have the acento circunflexo.
Circunflexo.
Acento
Yep.
circunflexo, which indicates a closed vowel. It's also the stress, of course. Every accent tells you where the stress of the word is, but it also says that it is a closed vowel. For example, you have the word tem, but then you have the word têm, right? You have both words, tem and têm. So the singular and the plural of the verb to have. So
Okay.
he or she has and they have. Okay. Yes, how is for the masculine nouns, but because I was speaking about the accents, I didn't speak about the masculine because I was just referring to the accent. So tem versus têm is he or she has, or they have, or you have in the plural. So the acento circunflexo makes a closed vowel, so têm, and because it's nasal as well, because of the M, it's a nasal that is double, let's say, têm. It's closed and nasal, so têm.
Yep.
Then you have the till, the snake
Yes.
on the
wave.
A, which is a nasal sound. Like, for example, mão,
Fundão.
mão, irmão, garrafão, estação, right?
Yeah, don't get confused, because you could end up dancing with an old lady in a supermarket.
Macarena.
Hey, Macarena.
And then to finish with the accents, you also have, well, it's not an accent, but it's also a cedilha.
Oh, yes.
For the sound of the s, like the s. Okay, so like a açúcar.
Yeah. Look at this. Very helpful, everybody. Thank you very much.
Yeah, feijões, yes.
Yeah.
Like in açúcar, for example, to make the when you have a C next to an A or an O or a U, if you want the sound S, you have to put a cedilha. So because if we had an S between the A and the U, it would be the Z sound. Remember, the S between two vowels, it would be Z. So this is açúcar with the sound S.
Okay, brilliant. A lovely quick guide to accents.
Very quick insight of.
If you play it at 1.5, if you play it at 1.5 speed like Pam does, even quicker. Right. If you could bear with us for a little bit longer, we've got a lovely picture of goats in Central Portugal. Look at that. And I think the way Sue's captured goats and sheep. One more snack on the way home there. The goats love to eat.
Oh, yes. The goats, they jump everywhere. They can go everywhere.
It'll be very naughty. Now, pratus in Alcobaça, just so you know, fish and chips are back at pratus. That's a lot of people have that as a favorite. That looks good, doesn't it? 2 lovely big bits of cod there. Stop it. Be still, my beating stomach. Right. We've got about half a dozen of these things to do over the weekend. A great festival at the new festival ground, says Bairandi. Festa in Mal. There we go. We can work with the accents that we've just learned about. So Malhapão Rico there. That's from the 14th to the 21st of this month. Then we move on to the walk and run in Anadia in Bairrada, of course, as well. That's the first one there, by the look of it, of the year. Festa de São Gonçalinho. This is an important one, isn't it? Where they're throwing the baked goods off the roof of the church at the poor people, which seems a bit unkind on first hearing that, but it's actually so that people can eat. 10th to the 15th of January of this month, Festa de Gonçalo. Festival in Oteiro do Baixo from Anadia as well. Another São Gonçalo festival there, and you can visit Korea and the thermal park while you're there. Korea, not Korea. Free cycle racing. There's a massive velodrome, isn't there, near Anadia? This is a big deal. A lot of people come from all over the world to go to this track here. That's the Anadia National Velodrome there. All sorts of wonderful sporting events with 2 wheels happen there. And a dinner there, communal dinner in Oix de Bairro in Bairrada as well, and a jantar there. That looks good. 12:50 ahead, 8 p.m. Saturday evening. Oh, I like the sound of that. That's near Korea as well. And these are all on the Gumper map. And the last one for you for this weekend, Festa in Picoto Bairrada. And who's that in aid of? I'm not sure exactly there, but that's the 15th of January anyway, with a fantastic local band. The locals love them.
Santo Amaro do Picoto.
Santo Amaro do Picoto there. Definitely worth swinging by if you're in the area. Andy, you legend, thank you for putting these on the Gumper map. Thank you for your lovely service to the community with your videos and the events. Whatever you're doing this weekend, have a bon fin de semana, and we'll see you on Monday. Any last words from you? Thank you, Filomena from Gemini, and fabuloso, Filomena. Muito obrigado. The Squire there. Last word to you then, Filomena, before we go.
Bom, desejo ótimo fim de semana a todos e feliz ano novo.
Beautiful. Pum, 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 pum.
Pam, 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 pam.
Doing it all together, everybody. Take care, Filomena. Thank you very much, and bye for now. Bon fin de semana. Ciao.
Ciao.
Bom dia, Portugal! In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, Gumpers.